I'm Liam, and I'm one of the co-founders of Project Alfred. We started about 3.5 years ago and run an outsourced finance function-based accounting firm. So our primary kind of role is being the full kind of finance department for tech companies and not-for-profits. So probably the two main areas that we play in. We use Xero as our main for all our clients, and also use Google Sheets. When we first were doing things with this large client in particular, I was just kind of copying and pasting stuff out of Xero or looking through HubSpot and getting information, kind of doing it in a bit of a manual way to check things, which is always a good place to start to know where you can automate things. That large client is what initially kind of brought Coupler in, and we were using another tool previously just for the HubSpot data, and then another tool just for Xero, but neither one did both, whereas Coupler did both. Some connectors are still quite hard. The documentation's not very good, or it's just hard to understand the flow of stuff, but the documentation's quite good in Coupler. All the stuff that we've used around Xero and trying to work out what filter should we use, the examples that are given are quite clear. Within a couple of days, we'd kind of switched over from the old system and what we were doing to the new one, and that included rebuilding out some of the Google Sheet formulas and stuff. So it wasn't if you'd built it if you'd used it to start with, it would have been less time, but because we were kind of restructuring the existing documents that we had at the same time, having both of the data sources that we needed and that we kind of used commonly in one was helpful, that we weren't switching between two tools. And they never have other team members on there. That was probably another thing that is easier in Coupler than it was in the other ones, is someone else can make something and then another person can kind of come in and change some stuff as well. In terms of the monthly clients that we've got on it, we would probably save, I'd say, between 5 to 10 hours per month on each of those clients, which might be, say, another four clients that are on that. So that alone is kind of 20, 30, 40 hours a month, which is a whole full-time person for a week. We have these cash flow forecasting kind of models that we build in Google Sheets, and with this client's HubSpot, they have all their deal flow going through there and estimated deal sizes, estimated probabilities. So we pull all that information out to estimate potential future cash flow, and then we use the Xero information to look at the current invoices and stuff that are in there and the estimated dates that they'll be paid. And then we kind of combine them together to give a cash balance or predicted cash balance of confirmed work that we know has been won versus potential work that's in the pipeline. And that's where the probabilities come into play. So there's kind of two different sections in the cash flow. One is your cash with a very high confidence will be this. And then if you won the deals as per their probabilities, it would be X amount. And then we kind of added our own little manual thing of, if you only did half as good as what you thought you were going to do, it would be this. Or if you did kind of 25% better than what you thought you were going to do, then it would be this. So it's kind of got a kind of sliding scale of where their cash might sit over the next kind of 12 to 24 months. Consistency is pretty important in what we do, and being able to rely on the tools that we have and be able to tell clients we will get you this information by this point in time, and knowing that stuff isn't going to kind of fail on us in between then, and then we have to work out a way to kind of fix it. Consistency and things just working is pretty important. Anyone looking to save time and streamline that movement of data, it does really work very well for that process.